man. I do what I do.
That's powerful language. It's right up there with, you know, I would, man, is it though? It's right up there with shame on you. Okay, it's right up there with shame on you. Okay, when you hear white people say shame on, that's strong language. All right, I want you to understand that. All right, so she eat cheese doodles. It's right there. Keep listening.
I hope you eat cheese doodles for the rest of your fucking life. Do you not understand that California is a massive agricultural hub?
Here we go.
And that we have
my servants are leaving.
Many fantastic immigrants keeping our state alive, keeping us.
Name one of their names. Name their names. Since you know so many fantastic immigrants that are keeping our state afloat. Name their names. Name them. Let's hear.
Fed? The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah. Fruit won't get picked. And now you're going to eat cheese.
They will then do high profile blue state, blue city. I'm looking at you, Boston, raids in what used to be called sensitive spaces. They're after Wu. And if she is not ready, I mean, they are after the state. They are after Healy because they don't lose any.
Giving advice. Listen.
They're not losing any votes because no one really votes for them here.
Nope.
So the sensitive locations were traditionally schools, hospitals, and places of worship, that they would not go in for immigration raids. They are going to waive that. And Boston schools, Boston churches, Boston, and I keep saying this, Boston is like absolutely perfect because it's a blue city in a blue state. Right. Yeah. So they don't want a blue city in a red state because they don't want the red governor to get upset.
She said actually on our show, and I think on Channel 5 on that Sunday morning program, that they were not going to comply with this stuff.
I don't know what that means. I mean, that's nice talk by the mayor who, like, I don't know. Does that mean that you're deploying Boston police to protect parents? Because you're not authorized.
In other words, there's nothing you can do about it, but we're going to go ahead and give you a play-by-play and some theoretic stuff that you can do. I mean, this is not helpful. You see what I mean? Keep in mind that most white people voted for Donald Trump, and they're giving this advice, but you got to understand that that's the backdrop. And many of them are concerned about the utility that immigrants provide, illegal immigrants, mind you, provide to this country by doing cheap labor that most Americans would not otherwise do. Keep that in mind. It's the number one.
It's that kind of talk that drives me nuts because, I mean, you know, I'm supportive of her position, but what does that tactically mean? You are going to have parents who are undocumented picking up their kids who may be undocumented and will be immigration enforcement actions outside of schools. Okay, what are you going to do?
Everywhere.
The ICE raids? Yeah, they're making people money. Meet GEO.
Here we go. This lady is coming up with the same thing that I understand.
A private prison company and ICE's top contractor. Since Trump took office, GEO Group's stock price has more than doubled. On a call, GEO's executive chairman said that this is an unprecedented opportunity. Deportation. An unprecedented opportunity. Last year, ICE granted GEO Group $747 million.
You know what she's doing is telling everybody how you can get paid off of this. So you got the people who are giving instructions. You got the people who are talking about how they're going to intercede and pull their cameras out. And then you got the ones who are talking about. So, you know, I just want you to understand there's not a lot that is this really compassion from your white Democratic allies, folks? I just want you to understand that I don't really see it. I see what's in it for us. Look at the loss that we're going to have to deal with because our servants are leaving. Keep listening.
Dollars in contracts. Trump's mass deportation plan could boost that number by over 400 million. GEO Group specifically builds and runs detention centers and creates surveillance technology to monitor immigrants. But the scheme gets even more horrifying. GEO Group pledged $1 million to Trump's 2024 campaign. Pam Bondi, Trump's nominee for Attorney General, used to lobby for GEO Group. Clearly, the Trump team is ramping up ICE raids in part as a thank you gift to their good friends at GEO. Furthermore, GEO Group is staffed by former high-ranking ICE officials. Most recently, Daniel Bible moved from ICE to GEO. Last February, he was pressing President Biden to spend more money on ICE detention beds and surveillance technology, a move that directly financially benefited GEO Group. Now, he is an executive VP at GEO Group. So ICE officials are recommending the government give millions to a company and then turning around and working for that company, profiting off of their previous professional recommendations. It's basically a money laundering scheme, but one that tears families apart in the most traumatizing ways possible. And it's all being done to increase shareholder value. Evil.
Yep. So, you know, it's no secret. At least she's
20 years, Raul Rodriguez worked as a border protection agent. ICE.
I find this ironic. This cat right here, this guy is telling the story about a border agent who spent his whole career sending illegal immigrants home, and come to find out, and I'm gonna let this guy tell it.
Deporting over his career over 1,000 people until one day he went to sponsor his brother who lives and is born in Mexico. And so he turned over his birth certificate to the immigration department to sponsor him. And lo and behold,
he said he's talking about, when he said he's talking about the agent, the former agent who sent thousands of people home. He turned over his birth certificate. He gave his birth certificate to try to sponsor his brother who's from Mexico. And this is what happened.
he finds out that he himself is an illegal immigrant. His parents had forged the birth certificate. Apparently, it's very common, and they never told him. So he loses his job and is now.
Did you hear what this cat said? He said it is very common for these parents to forge their children's birth certificates. So a lot of these illegal immigrants, I mean, we see these children crying and how they're being sent home and all these sort of things. But man, your parents brought you here illegally. They didn't even tell you that you were illegal. And they went so far as to forge a government doctrine. How do we feel sorry for this situation? How do we as Americans, I mean, I'm just saying, you know, if you're crying and you're upset, you need to look at your parents. It's not our fault, okay? We have to follow the rules. You get a traffic ticket, you might have to pay $200 or $300, depending on how fast you were driving and in what zone you were. We have to pay the rules, and if you don't pay it, they can haul you off to jail for a warrant. Traffic tickets, you get a boot on your car. We have to follow the rules too, no matter how much we don't like them. All right, and so why should other people be able to come to our country and not have to abide by the rules that we have to abide by as American citizens? You got to play by the rules. I mean, we've learned that because we know what happens to people who don't. But keep listening to this story, because the big picture is, you know, they say do unto others as you want them to do unto you. He thought the former immigration agent thought they were going to cut him a break because he had spent years sending people home. No, let's keep listening.
Process of being deported himself. What's even crazier is this guy spent 4 years in the U.S. Navy. Nobody ever caught this before. The parents apparently forged the birth certificates so their kids can attend U.S. schools. I mean, the parents never told him. That's what's crazy. And if he had never gone to sponsor his brother, he may have never found out. The Border Protection Agency is not checking to make sure someone's birth certificate is real. I guess a lot of times they're just checking socials. You know, if you have a birth certificate, you can get a social.
You see what I'm saying? So I mean,
if you are undocumented or
a lot of people think, a lot of Latinos think they're currying favor with the Democratic. This ain't the hook. Ain't nobody gonna hook you up, man. You're not gonna get hooked up. You still gonna go home. All right, let's keep listening to this lady.
You're a lawful permanent resident and you are in court charged with a crime, you could get picked up by ICE now. Yes, I'm reading from an internal memo of Gloria Cardenas, an immigration attorney. Here are the 5 categories of people that ICE can pick up at a courthouse. Individuals that have been ordered removed but have not left. Individuals that have been removed from the United States that have re-entered the United States without inspection. Gang members, specific aliens with criminal convictions. In other words, that's very broad and we don't know what it is until they start implementing this policy. People that pose a national security risk, people that are a public safety threat. Now, that.
All right, so I don't know this lawyer and I don't practice immigration law, but I am familiar with the fact that they just enacted something called the Laken-Riley law. Have you guys heard of that? Laken-Riley. She was a young lady. And on February 22nd, almost a year ago, she was a nursing student in a university, at University of Georgia. Okay. And she was jogging on the campus of UGA, and she was unalived by a Venezuelan migrant who was here illegally, a 26-year-old man named Jose Antonio Ibarra. And so, you guys remember that, and people are pissed off and they're still mad about it.
Salute the black men.
Started with mama issues, afraid to question anything, that was that bitch in you. Grown ass men, we letting this shit continue. Adolescent feminine ways, why men offend you. Mama boy, she love thugs, her secret lover. That's why she keep these niggas inside the covers. Put the nigga aside, homie, I'm your brother. Close father saving us, having the same mother. Iron sharpens iron, we learning from one another. No jealousy or envy, going through life struggles. You told your mama you was outside, wanted to hang. Now you wearing colors and just joined the gang. No money, so the OGs taught you how to slang. Jackets rolled up and all you heard was bang. On the side of the curb, leaking out your brains. Quiet women sing, single mama lost again. Black men, we gotta change. Salute the black men. We number one if you talking about top 10. I salute the black men. Child support kids don't belong to him. I salute the black men. She lied on you and sent you to the pen. I salute the black men. Dealing with the pressure and oppressor getting lesser, cause we deserve the best of. Coming home from work and life issues, I just want a meal, end up with fights with you. You just need to chill, remember I'm right with you. So fucking masculine, swinging and I ain't hit you. What's your fucking issue? You don't love me, you love what I can get you. Don't let the kids you love being a bitch you. 911 police saying I hit you. I got video footage, you lying bitch you. Why you think we locked up options?